Good evening, everyone. It's Sandy with Animal Education and Rescue. So glad to be here with you this evening. I'm going to give a minute or so for people to come on board. And tonight, I am going to talk all about litter boxes with cats, how to prevent cats from going potty outside the litter box, as well as how to fix the problem if your cat is already going outside the litter box. So we've got a lot to talk about. I've got about an hour to do it in, and I'm hoping that we get a lot of people on board here because we've got lots to discuss and it's an important topic. So I'll give a minute to see people get on board. Thank you, Colette, for saying hi. I know I can see what you're saying, what you're writing, so that's awesome. So I know we're doing okay. I can look out my window right now and I can see the sun, and it's going to set pretty soon. I get a beautiful view of the sunset from my bedroom window, which is great. Hi, Jan. Oh, good. Litter box issues. I know Jan has cats, so we'll talk about that. And I know Colette has cats. So let's just give it a minute more, see who comes on. So we are discussing litter box issues with cats. So how to prevent them and how to fix the problem if it happens. I'm still kind of sick, so if I'm coughing during this or blowing my nose or whatever, I apologize in advance. This cold has been very annoying. Trying hard to get rid of it. So anyway, in the meantime, it was a beautiful, beautiful day. Absolutely beautiful. Had some weird rain going on periodically, but all in all, it was a great day. So I guess we'll just get started, and we'll talk about cats and litter boxes. And I encourage you to ask questions or share your own advice for what has worked for you as well. And then also, I'll mention a couple times during this, is that I would also encourage you to share this to any cat lovers that you know, or share it on your Facebook page, because you never know when this might be helpful to somebody. One of the things I'll mention right off the bat, look at the lighting, it's changing so much because of the sun setting. So if you're getting all these lighting, it's because, so you could see right out the window, you could see the sun is now blaring, and I don't have a curtain on that window. So anyway, so first I'll mention that litter box issues are a huge problem in the animal rescue world. So I'm gonna see if I can get better lighting if I do this, because this is just weird lighting. Let's see if I do this. Is this better? This is maybe a little bit better. Okay, hold on, bear with me. You don't want to sit there staring at a weird face. Okay. Aren't I professional? Okay, I don't know if that's any better, but anyway. Okay, so in the animal rescue business, there's two reasons people typically get rid of cats. Well, three reasons. One is they get rid of cats because the cats they're allergic to the cats. We get that a lot. And then another reason, this is really annoying me. See, I could see myself, you guys, and I'm seeing all this flickering light and it's distracting. Hi, Andrea. Okay, so I'm really not liking this lighting. You guys are going to come with me into the other room, okay? Let's go into the other room where hopefully the lighting will be better. Come on, Chloe. Come on, Chloe. Chloe, come on. Okay, don't come. Okay, I'm going to go in the other room where maybe the lighting will be a little bit better. Let's see. Okay. All right, let's see. Okay, I think this is a little bit better. You guys bear with me a minute while I put this in the holder here. Okay. How's that? A little bit better? Okay. I'm going to just plug this in. Hang on. Okay. So, there's 3 reasons why people give up animals or cats to rescue, typically in the animal rescue business. And one of the reasons is because they are allergic. That's like a big one. Another one is they're moving and they can't take their cats with. And the third reason people give up their cats is because the cats are going potty outside of the litter box. That's pretty typical. It's not unusual at all to get those 3 reasons. And it kind of, you know, people don't realize when they call us and they say the cat is peeing outside the box everywhere, every day, and so we can't handle it anymore. We don't want the cat anymore. What do they think? We want a cat that goes out potty outside the litter box? I mean, who do they think is going to adopt a cat like that? The problem has to be fixed. And in an ideal world, it needs to be fixed in the home that the cat's in. So that's something really important to keep in mind. So let's first talk about prevention. And Jan, let's see, I will get back to your question, I promise, in just a few minutes. Let's talk about prevention first, and then I'll get into spraying and litter box issues and so forth. Okay, so prevention. So I know, for instance, Andrea is on and she just adopted a new kitten. And one of the things I can tell you is for one kitten or one cat, you should have at least 1 litter box, ideally 2. If you have 2 cats, you should have 3 litter boxes. If you have 3 cats, you should have 4 litter boxes. Always, always, always make sure you have enough litter boxes for your cats. If your cats are doing well with the litter that you're using, whether you have a top on it or you don't have a top on it, keep doing what you're doing. Don't start changing things around. If there's a certain cat litter type that they like, a brand, keep using the same one. If you're not having any issues, don't start causing issues by, you know, this cat litter is on sale, so I'm going to get this other cat litter. You know, just stick to what you have. But one thing I could tell you is, besides the number of litter boxes, is making sure that you're cleaning the litter box every day. Okay, and that means at least once a day, ideally twice a day. What you want to think about is, this is where you, imagine if this is where you would go potty, you would want it clean. And the cats certainly want it clean. They're clean animals by nature. And so scooping the cat litter at least once a day, twice a day is even better, is great. You want to make sure the litter boxes are in places that are convenient for the cats and not in an area where there's a lot of traffic. So sometimes it works really well in a closet or in a bedroom or in a laundry room or in the basement, you know, something like that, so that way the cat has a nice private place to go potty, okay? Really important as well. So those are some general tips. Oftentimes I see that people don't have enough litter boxes, or they aren't scooping the cat litter enough. And I can tell you that your cat might be okay with it for a while, or maybe even 3 or 4 years or whatever, and then they get their nose out of joint, and then they decide they don't like that anymore, and then they start to have accidents outside the box. So the more you can make things right for them and consistently right for them and make them comfortable, the less likely you're going to have a problem. Also, sometimes you'll have problems with litter box issues with cats if there's changes in the household. So if there's a new baby in the house, or there's a dog, you adopted a dog, or you get another cat, all those things are really important that you need to consider. Your cats are very, very sensitive. So if there's any changes in your house, you need to make sure that you include your cat and that you respect your cat's privacy and so forth. So, for example, if you have a child in the house, a new baby was born, making sure that you consistently continue to scoop the cat litter and have it available for them. You also and also make sure that you have enough litter boxes, but also making sure that you include the cat in the care of the baby. just like you would a dog. So maybe while you're feeding the baby that you give the cat treats, or maybe you feed the cat right near where the infant is eating. No, speaking of cats, Peace was about to, don't you scratch me. Peace was about to bite the cord. Anyway, and so you include the cat in with what is going on with the baby instead of excluding the cat. So make the cat part of the whole experience if the cat wants to be. Don't exclude your cat. Cats, when they get mad, that's when they're going to pee outside the litter box. They're going to pee in plants, in the pots of plants. They're going to pee on beds. They're going to pee on sofas. They're going to pee on clothes. Dirty clothes piles, clean clothes piles. Oh, they're very, very good at that. They get very angry, and that is going to be the way that they're going to express themselves. So if you have a new baby in the house, make sure you include the cat, and make sure you have lots of yummy treats for the cat around the baby, and that lots of petting and lots of hugging and loving to the cat when the baby is around. And if there's a dog involved in the situation, a new dog, making sure that the cat has their own separate place away from the dog, that they can totally get away and have their own space. Their litter box and their food and water should be far away from anywhere the dog is, so that they have their own privacy if they want it, and they can choose or not choose to be around the dog. If they feel that their space is encroached upon or they feel threatened, again, that's when they're going to maybe have problems outside the litter box. The other thing too is if you're going to get another cat in the house. If you have an adult cat, typically it is easier to introduce a very young kitten to a adult cat. Typically the introduction that they need to get used to each other is much less than if you introduce an adult cat to an adult cat, which is actually unfortunate for the rescue world, because there's so many adult cats sitting in shelters looking for homes. It kind of makes me sad, because the kittens get scooped up in 30 seconds, and these adult cats just sit in foster homes or in shelters, because it does take longer to introduce an adult cat to an adult cat. But I am telling you right now, I do it all the time. I've done it since 2003. I've taken in adult cats, and I've always had my own adult cats. So I've made it work, and I've learned trial and error what to do, what not to do, and so I have a lot of experience. Plus, I started a pet sitting service in 1987. We still run that company today. So between Chuck and I mean, we have serviced thousands upon thousands of cat clients throughout all these years. What is it, like 28, 29 years? And so through their experiences, we've learned a lot about ideas in preventing or correcting litter box issues. So lots and lots of things you can do. But let's talk about introducing a cat to a cat. Now, I'm going to just use the analogy of an adult cat, because it is more difficult. If you have a young kitten, keep in mind you might not have to do all the steps that I'm going to recommend that you do, because again, it's easier to introduce a kitten to an adult cat. First of all, when you get the new cat in, what I would do is have a separate room set up for the cat, and it should have its food, its water, its litter in that room, along with some comfy things for it to lay on, maybe some toys, maybe a cat tower, whatever you want for that cat. And the door to the room should be closed, and you go in there and you just spend time with the cat, and let the cats sniff each other from underneath the door. Let the cats see each other as you open the door and close the door each time you go in and out of the room. Over a period of, it could be a few days up to a few weeks, depending on how the cats are reacting to each other through the door, you're going to start slowly introducing them to each other more. For example, if after a few days they're sniffing underneath the door and they're just curious, and maybe they're batting underneath the door, but they're not hissing or growling at each other, there's nothing like, alarming about their behavior, then whenever that happens, whether it's 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, once you start seeing that they're behaving somewhat you know, aloof or curious but not aggressive, then you put up a baby gate in front of the door, or if you really want to play it safe, you put 2 baby gates up. So the kind that pressure against the wall, one on top of the other. And then you allow time for the cats to get to know each other through the baby gate. And again, look for body language. Look for what they're vocally saying. Are they hissing, growling, swatting, being very assertive and aggressive? Then the door needs to be closed. You did it too soon. If they're just curious, an occasional hiss, occasional batting at the gate, you know, that's all normal. Just give it time, and over time you can start giving them treats on either side of the gate. And then you can start feeding them some canned food on either side of the gate. So that way when they're near each other, they see good things happen. And then over time, and time could be, again, anything from a few days to a few months to many months. If you take it really, really slow, then you allow the cats to be near each other, supervised for a period of time, until it gets to the point where you can leave them alone together. And that could take a long, long time, or it could be very quick. The key is to look for the signs the cats are giving you, and to listen to the signs they're giving you, and make sure that they are not stressed out, overly stressed out. That is the key, and I'm telling you, you will not have problems. And when people say to me, they call me and they say, you know, my mother died, she had a cat, she gave us the cat, and my mother's cat is not getting along with our cat, so I need to find a home for my mother's cats. And we've tried everything. I guarantee you this, they probably didn't try everything, number one, and number two, they probably did not introduce them slow enough. And if they go back to the basics of keeping the new cat in a room by itself and slowly, slowly, slowly introducing them, it can work. I promise. There are so many tips. I don't even have enough time to talk about all of them. And also, not all of you are dealing with introducing one cat to another cat. So I don't want to, go into that too much tonight. Certainly I can answer any additional questions you have as far as that's concerned. So anyway, that's in a nutshell how to introduce cats, to dogs, to children. And now let's talk about litter box problems. So let's start with Jan asked a question. Sandy, are spraying and litter box issues the same thing? Well, I guess it depends on what the cat's motivation is. Spraying simply means that a cat is like a dog would lift its leg to spray on a tree or something. That a cat, hey, this cat is looking to bite the cord here, which I don't want her to do. This is why I wanted to be in my bedroom, because it's too hard to do this with the cat. So I might end up having to go back into my room. But anyway, okay. So typically when you say spraying typically means that the cat is asserting their dominance. No, just like this cat is, which I am going to have, because she will chew and this cord, so now I gotta move again, guys. Okay, I'm moving again. So spraying is like, hey, this is mine, this is I'm here and I'm ticked off, is basically what that means. And spraying, they could be spraying an area that is an area for where they want the other cat to know they were there. It could be just the random spraying because they want to show that they're there, because the dog is walking past there or whatever. There's a million reasons why they would spray. And litter box issues, you could have a cat that's, let's say, a very big cat, and the litter box isn't big enough, and when it poops, its butt sticks out from outside the litter box, and it poops outside the litter box because the litter box isn't the right size. So that would be a litter box issue, but it wouldn't be a spraying issue. Spraying is typically urine, and litter box issues could be poo or pee. And so, you know, sometimes it's strictly that the cat needs a modified litter box, one that's bigger, or maybe that has a top on it, because maybe when they pee outside the box, but they're actually in the box, but it just isn't correct for them. I hope that makes sense. So first thing I got to say right off the bat, as far as, you know, a cat spraying or litter box issues, and I don't know everybody that's on tonight. Well, actually, I probably do. You all know that spaying and neutering is essential. So obviously, we all know that you got to spay or neuter your cat. That an unneutered male cat is going to be more likely to spray, and even a female. And certainly a female in heat is never a good thing. So we want to make sure that that is absolutely done like at 6 months old. So as far as litter box issues go, if your cat is going potty outside the box, there are a million things that you need to look at, okay? So the first thing you want to think about, is there anything that I've changed? Have I changed the litter box location? Have I changed the litter? Have I changed the size of the litter boxes? Has anything in my household changed? Am I working longer hours? And are we having, did we have a visitor come and stay at our house and it stressed the cat out? You know, there are lots and lots and lots of reasons why a cat will decide to go outside the box. You have to start at ground zero. Let's just make the assumption that you have not changed the litter, you haven't changed the litter boxes, you're changing them regularly. You know, they either have a top on them or they don't. Nothing's changed, and this behavior started and you don't know why it started. So what you have to do is, first you have to take the cat to the vet to make sure the cat doesn't have anything medically wrong with it. Okay, I am telling you right now, it happens where things are medically wrong with a cat. I'll give you a couple scenarios. First scenario is, we took in a cat named Sweetie, and Sweetie was and is a fabulous cat. Actually, she's still in our care. And she was adopted out to a family, and she started going potty outside the box. This particular family, they were having, the boyfriend had cancer, and they just could not deal with the litter box issue. And so they did not do anything except return the cat to us, okay? So the first thing that we did when we got the cat back is take the cat to the vet to have the cat checked to see if anything was wrong with the cat. And sure enough, there was. The cat had a terrible kidney infection. And that absolutely caused the cat to go potty outside the box. So the first thing we did is put the cat on antibiotics, and we closed the cat up in a bedroom. Okay, so the cat, and with no mats on the floor, no carpeting on the floor, no runners, the litter box, no cat beds, no cat beds. You have to have the floors bare. Okay, if you have carpeting in your house, you got to put the cat in a bathroom then, or in the laundry room, or in the basement, wherever there's not carpeting. No carpeting, nothing that resembles carpeting. No blankets, no towels, no nothing on the floor. And you put the cat in the bedroom. And in this case, for this cat, we gave the cat antibiotics. Long story short, the cat ended up recovering, uses the litter box like a charm. No problem. Okay. We took in another cat. Her name's Mia, not that long ago. And she was an absolute mess when she came to us. She had a terrible mouth infection. She ended up having to have most of her teeth pulled out of her mouth. And she was peeing consistently outside the box. We had a urine culture done, and sure enough, she had a urinary tract infection, and now she's on antibiotics. And what we did with her, because she was going so much outside the box, and because we didn't know her, because she came in as a stray, is we ended up putting her actually in a big dog cage with a litter box and food and water, bare bottom crate. You have to do that in the beginning because otherwise they'll just pee on the towel or on the dog bed. And slowly and slowly, slowly, she got more privileges. So if you have a cat going outside the litter box, if it's serious and they're peeing like in bad places, like on your couch or on your beds, first of all, you need to protect your couch and your bed. You can buy really cheap shower curtains to put on your beds and stuff like that you'll use later, which I'll tell you later. But in the interim, that cat needs to go into a room and it needs to have just litter box, food, water, go visit the cat. You can put a cat tower in there. You can put, toys in there. Visit the cat, like I said, and the cat has to use the litter box consistently. Once the cat's using the litter box consistently, then you can have the cat have some time outside of the room supervised. And again, over time, and time could be anything from a week to 2 weeks to 2 months to 6 months. Then you give the cat more freedom, and maybe you go to the grocery store and let the cat have run of part of the house and close all the bedroom doors. You always, always, always take things slow. And then if you get to the point where, okay, we're doing really, really well, now we're not going to worry so much about the bedroom doors being closed. Put those shower curtains on the bed. If your cat was going potty on the beds, play it safe. Don't take any chances. Just throw that shower curtain over the bed just to make sure the cat doesn't go potty on the shower on the bed. Or if it does, then it goes on the shower curtain, not on your bed, okay? So always think 2 steps ahead. How to prevent things, how to do things slowly, and also how to make sure that you protect your stuff in the event that your cat goes potty somewhere in the house, okay? If you have a cat that goes in potted plants, and that's the only place the cat goes, which I heard that happens a lot with cats, then your choices are you can try to put strips of tinfoil on like the potted plant, like strips of tinfoil to discourage the cat from going on there. You can also put saran wrap around the top of the, where the cat was going potty in there, or you can get rid of the potted plants. Okay, those are some options that you have for potted plants. Preventative methods are really great. Where is your cat going potty in the house? Is it just random everywhere, or is it just certain things? Like I had a cat a ton of years ago, way before I was involved in this rescue. His name was Pumpkin, and he would go potty in his box all the time, except he liked to go potty in dirty laundry baskets. That was his thing. So what did we do? We put the dirty laundry baskets away. Sometimes it's easier to just manage a situation than to fix a situation. Sometimes you have to fix it. So in the case of a cat that's randomly going potty everywhere in the house because they're ticked off, you need to figure out why. And you need to put that cat in a confined space. The more places the cat goes potty outside the box, the more destructive the cat is, like random, the smaller the space you need to make it in the beginning. So like in the case of a cat that, let's say, is going on couches and going on children's toys, which can happen, or children's clothing because they're jealous of the child, is then the cat has to be confined to, let's say, a laundry room, which is smaller than a bedroom, or even to a large dog crate, like its own little kitty condo, until it can gradually learn to gain your trust in the cat again over time. I hope this is all making sense to you all. Does anybody have any questions? Or does anybody have any situations of their own that they want to get some suggestions or advice on? What I am telling you for sure is that most of the time these litter box issues can be fixed if people just observe what is going on from the cat's perspective and they understand that it takes time to fix the problem. Now, One of the tools you have in your tool belt as well, if you've got a cat that's stressed out, that just as a higher anxiety cat, and maybe there's been a lot of changes in your house, or I don't know, or you've just been dealing with this litter box problem for a long time, you want to also maybe consider talking to your vet about starting your cat on some sort of antidepressant, anti-anxiety medication. Through our pet sitting service and through our own experience, we have found that can be very helpful in also calming a cat down so that they don't have the issues that that they otherwise might have with the litter box. So sometimes incorporating a medication along with behavior modification can be very helpful. There's also some sprays and some like I think one of them is called Feelway or I forgot what it's called, but there's sprays that are supposed to help calm a cat, or there's I'm drawing a blank on what it's called. It's like these plug-in things that you get that pheromone, that's what it is, pheromone stuff that's supposed to help. Honestly, I don't know. I haven't myself known that to be so successful, but it's worth a try. So, you know, you could try that as well. All right, so I see Diane says yes, so you must have been talking about if this all makes sense. So does anybody have any questions? Any questions or thoughts? But I can tell you, everybody, when people tell you that their cat's peeing outside the box and they want to get rid of their cat, no one in the rescue world is raising their hand saying, I'll take the cat with the litter box issues. Okay, people have to understand that. It's their cat, it's their problem, they should fix it. They took on the responsibility of the cat, and they should do everything they can in their power to correct the problem. And I guarantee you 9 out of 10 times when they tell me they've tried everything, they have not. There's always more things you can try. Hook yourself up with a good veterinarian that is cat savvy. Definitely people can call us. I take calls like that all the time. I devote a lot of time to talk to cat owners on the phone about correcting litter box issues. I want to be able to help these people keep their cat. I don't want to see a cat that has a litter box problem going into the world of rescue, because they are going to be nearly impossible to find a home for, or they're going to get bounced from one home to the home, another home to another home because of the problem. And it's vital that the cat owners that took on that responsibility of that cat solve the problem, and it can be solved most of the time. And you know, bottom line is, I always say to people, okay, let's say we have chiseled away at this. Cat's on medication. The cat's been in a room by itself. The cat has its own litter box. It's cleaning the litter box regularly. There's nothing that's stressing that cat out. It's not medically sick, and it's still, when you let it outside the room, it pees somewhere in the house. Well, if that's the case, and you've tried for an extended period of time to correct the problem, and it's still a problem, let the cat live out its life in the bedroom or wherever it's at, and go visit it. You know, make it into a room where you can sit and read a book and spend time with the cat. It's a heck of a lot better than that cat sitting in a cage in a shelter or in a cat room with 300, 400 other cats in a shelter, or being put to sleep. So there, you know, it's not the worst way for a cat to live. If you had to. But that, again, would be an extreme situation, and I think in most cases, litter box issues can be corrected. Anything else? I'm not getting a lot of questions. Chloe's like falling asleep right beside me. Okay. Well, I'm not sure what else to tell you, except I can recap what I've already talked about. Whenever there's changes in your house, be proactive in ensuring that the cat or cats that you have adequate time to adjust to the changes in your house. Make sure that they have their own space. away from chaos, from, you know, other stuff that's going on in the house, and make sure that you give your cat the same amount of attention that you did before, even if you have a baby. And I know I've raised children, I get it. Include that cat in with what you're doing with the baby, or with the new dog, or, you know, or with another cat, making sure that everybody is getting along, and take it very, very slow. Slow does not mean 24 hours. Slow might not mean a week. Slow may mean a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, maybe 6 months. It could be any of that. And so it's really important to understand that you just need to take it really, really slow with your cats and allow changes to happen gradually for them, because cats don't like change. They typically don't. And so we have to allow them time to adjust to change. If you have a cat that's going potty outside the box, I'll just run through again real quick some of the things that you can do. Is one, make sure you're cleaning the cat litter box at least twice a day. Make sure if you have one cat, you have 2 litter boxes, 2 cats, 3 litter boxes, etc. You might have to put a cover on the litter box, or you might have to have a different style litter box. If you have a cat that's going potty on bathroom mats or on welcome mats or rugs, you might have to roll those up for a while. If you can't trust your cat to go, you know, to not go potty on there. Sometimes you have to manage a situation. You may not solve it. If you have a cat that is specifically only going potty in a certain area, like inside dirty clothes hampers or inside potted plants, you can fix that. Put the potted plant somewhere the cat can't get to it, or cover the pot so the cat can't get into the pot to pee in it. If it's dirty clothes hampers, put the dirty clothes hamper in the closet so the cat can't get at it. If you have your cat going in a specific area, block off that area from the cat. Make sure anytime the cat does go potty somewhere in the house, cat urine is the worst and the hardest to get rid of, the smell. If it's something that you could throw out, like a piece of clothing or a rug that isn't expensive, ditch it, throw it out, start fresh. If it's carpeting, boy, oh boy, wash that carpeting really, really well. Use all the best cleaners. I can't even tell you what cleaners those are. I have no carpeting. I've never had carpeting. Actually, for 22 years, I haven't had carpeting. So I couldn't tell you what that is. You're going to have to ask your other fellow cat people, or at the pet store, or look up what is the best products for cleaning carpeting. But I can tell you carpeting needs to be cleaned really well, and even if you clean it really well, sometimes the smell does not come out of it, so you might have to keep the cat away from that area or get rid of the carpeting. If all else fails, kitty Prozac. Put the cat on medication along with behavior modification. Now again, making sure that you are that you have taken your cat to the vet and you've ruled out any physical illnesses like a UTI, urinary tract infection, or kidney infection. All right, so that's the recap, everyone. Since I must be doing a pretty decent job because I'm not even getting questions. So I guess I'm covering everything that everybody has or wants to know about. I will mention really quick, this Saturday we have an adoption event over at Pet Supplies Plus in Libertyville. Would love to see you. Tiny the cat will be there. She has been with us for about 8 months now. Unfortunately, she grew up in our care. I am fostering her. She is more than ready for her forever home. So if you're looking to include a new cat into your home, consider Tiny, or any of the other really wonderful adult cats that we have in our care that need homes. Our website is aear.org, and of course I know you're following us on Facebook, and I guess that's it. So I'm going to take off for now, okay? Thank you for joining me, and one last thing I'll request from all of you is I'd be so grateful if you would share this live Facebook, because then hopefully we could help other people and they will spread the word, and so less people will be giving up their cats and more people will be instead working on fixing problems or preventing problems from happening from the beginning. And then we'll have less cats in shelters, less cats in foster homes, and more cats staying in the homes where they're loved. Okay? All right, everyone. Have a great night. Bye.